It was a cold, misty night in November when Emily and her friends decided to explore the abandoned Thornfield Asylum. The air was thick with a musty odor, and the cracked windows, looming shadows, and peeling paint whispered forgotten tales of suffering. Flickering flashlights illuminated the long, narrow hallways, revealing faded photographs of the once vibrant patients. As they ventured deeper into the asylum, an unsettling silence enveloped them, broken only by the faint scuttling of rats and the distant echo of dripping water. In the common room, a dilapidated piano sat in the corner, its keys yellowed and cracked, yet, upon the lightest touch, it emitted a haunting note that resonated through the hall, sending chills down their spines. The friends exchanged nervous glances, each one feeling an unshakable. A sudden chill swept through the corridor, snuffing out one flashlight and plunging them into darkness. Panic set in as they hurriedly clicked their lights back on, only to find one friend, Jacob, missing from their group. Calling his name echoed hopelessly against the walls, but there was only silence until a faint whisper emerged, "Help me." Heartbeats quickened as they traced the sound, leading them to a locked door that with cautious hearts, they pushed the door open, revealing a small, dark room cluttered with old medical equipment and dusty journals. On a grimy cot lay Jacob, his eyes wide and unseeing, as if he was trapped between wakefulness and a nightmare. Above him, torn sheets of paper floated, each inscribed with scrawled messages of despair, pleading. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind them, trapping them inside as a low hum began to vibrate through the walls, intensifying into a maddening crescendo. Panic erupted among the group, but Emily felt an overwhelming urge to calm the chaos, whispering for Jacob to wake up and focus. Just then, shadowy figures emerged from the corners, their hollow eyes reflecting an abyss of suffering. In an act of desperation, Emily lunged for Jacob, gripping his hand tightly as she pleaded for him to return. As the figures surged closer, a flicker of recognition crossed Jacob's face. He gripped her tightly, muttering incoherently about the ones who never leave. The room exploded with a blinding light, and when it faded, the friends found themselves alone, standing once again in the asylum's As Emily staggered out, breathing heavily, a harrowing realization settled in. The asylum would not release its grasp so easily. Days passed, and every night seemed filled with whispering echoes of her friends' failed pleas for help. One night, her phone rang and a familiar voice spoke from the other side. "Get out now, before it comes for you next." The line went dead, leaving her trembling in the stillness of her dark room. As the dreaded night loomed, Emily dared to leave her home, venturing back toward the asylum, captured by a morbid curiosity and an undeniable pull. Yet, as the fog enveloped her, she stumbled upon a reflection in the mist, Jacob, gray and forlorn, waiting at the threshold. His mouth moved silently, begging her to join him, as shadows behind him swirled in excitement, drawing her back deeper into the nightmare's embrace.